Hello everyone. This video I'm going to be showing you how I made my two-toned cropped sweater cardigan thing. Yeah. So this is the first front panel. I'm going to be showing you how I made it. This is what it's supposed to look like. It's going to be first one, and I'm going to show you how to make it with the second one. This is the yarn I'm using. It's acrylic. Honestly, it was the cheapest one I found at Joann's with the prettiest color. So I grabbed 7 of them, but I'll let you know exactly how many you need depending on how many I use. Okay, so in total for the cropped cardigan, I used 2.5 balls of the big twist yarn. I used 1.5 of the camel color and 1 of the rose color, just for reference. Like, for like sizing reference, I wear like a size small, extra small size, like 2 to 4. So like, depending on how big you are, you can either increase the sizes or like decrease it. But yeah. Please enjoy the tutorial. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. So first thing we're starting off is the bottom ribbing for the sweater. I'm using a 5.5 mm crocheting stick, but use whatever you want, use whatever you have. You're gonna need a ruler to keep measuring your stuff, but yeah. You're first gonna do like single loops. You're gonna do 11 single loops or however long until you reach about like 2.5 inches. So what I do is like, I just push my needle through, I twist it twice, then I hook it in and through the loop, and then I tighten it. So it's just like one hoop. So the first one, we're gonna do 12 of these. Oops. Do 12 of these. So I'm gonna go hoop it in once. Yeah, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 loops, which should be about, yes, 10 loops. Should be about like 2.5 inches. So then after, we're gonna do double crochets onto the side. So you take this to the side angle and you loop once, then you take your needle stick, I don't know what it's called, and you push it through one of the holes here, and then you re-grab the yarn and pull it through. So right now you have 3 loops into your stick, and then you loop it once more, and this last loop you're gonna pull it through each of the loops, okay? So you're gonna hook once, push through one of these holes, grab it, come back, and then hook it again. This is what it looks like when you come to the end. So then you do 2 single loops, just 1, 2, and then you flip your work over. Wow, how rude. He's using the bathroom, interrupting my video. I apologize for those bathroom noises. But okay, once you did 2 single hoops, you're gonna do the same thing through here. So you're gonna hoop it once, you're gonna see these V's at the top, and you're gonna push through the V and grab it on the other side. Pull it through again. So look once, going into the V, and yes. And then the last loop, push it through. And then once again, you're gonna do 2 single hoops, and then flip your work over and start going again. So 1 hoop, I'm gonna push it through the V, pull it back around, and then you're gonna do this all the way until you do about, let's say, like 9 inches, so you reach a 9-inch width. Here we go. So once you reach your like desired width, you're gonna like loop the 2, and now we're gonna start this top ribbing, not ribbing, this top area. So loop 2, you're gonna loop once, and you're gonna just try to make 30 stitches through the top of here, so then we can start doing the double crochet again. So just like double crochet into 30 areas that you can find. For you, if you want it to be larger, like wider in volume, do more, or less if you want it to be smaller. So I'm just guesstimating through like random holes you can find, and just do 30 of them. Well, that's for me. So that's 3. Okay, this is what it should be looking like. I'm gonna do my last double crochet, and I'm gonna show you how to do this top area. So, so once you do your last, you're gonna do 2 single loops. You're gonna flip your work over, and now you see how we used to go into these top V's? We're gonna put our work onto the side, and you're gonna see these like spacings. This is where we're gonna do the double crochets through. So here we go. Push it through the holes. I'm gonna keep going, the double crochets until you reach the last one. Push your, well, like on these, there aren't really as like obvious spacings. It's kind of like curved over. So what I like to do is like, I like to go from underneath. I kind of like grasp it through, grab it, and then come back around. Then again, to go back, we're gonna do 2 single loops, flip the work over, and we're gonna do the same thing. So hook once, push through this opening, pull it back through, and continue doing your double crochets. We're gonna do this for about, let's say, 5 inches. I did mine for 5 inches long-wise, yeah. So just keep doing it. And like, oops, these little pieces, you can either like cut it off, or you can just like I want mine to loop this way, so I'm gonna loop it through one of these. Just weave it through. And then like, I'll cut it off once I feel like it looks good. So yeah, leave it there, and you can just maybe tie it. Actually, just tie it like across one of the loops in there. Something so like you don't really see it, and then you see it there? Yeah, just like chop it off. It's all good, you don't even see it. Okay, so now you should have done your double crochets for about 5 inches, and then now we're gonna start doing these decreases. This is gonna be like the front V to the sweater. So depending on like how much of a slope you want or not, you can either do it like me. Like if you have more of a smaller chest, I would say each one of these decrease it by like 2 hoops at the end, 2 holes. Or if you have like bigger breasts, I would just decrease it by 1, so it maybe give you like more coverage on the breast. But I'll show you what I do. So I'm gonna come as close to here and subtract 2 from it. So we're gonna do the double crochets. Boop, boop. And then the last one, and then there's like 2 more spaces that I could have gone into, but instead of doing that, I'm just gonna finish off the row here, and then I'm gonna do my 2 single loops. I'm gonna flip my work and go back along the other side. But you're gonna keep doing this like all the way, do double crochets. Keep this side like even, don't decrease it or anything, keep it the same. And then you're gonna come back around and then decrease it by 2 up here. So then you start to get like this staircase effect. And we're gonna do this for, this is about like 6 inches. Maybe 6 inches, it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if you want to count that one. And then do those decreases, and then the next step we're going to do this top area. But yeah, so here we are again nearing the second decrease. So we're going to double crochet it through, and then we're going to stop again 2 spots before needed. So like I would have gone here and then through this one, but instead you do 2 single crochets, flip your work, and then go back along the other side. Here, if you can see it better, because this is how the sweater is gonna connect in the front. Yay, the 2 front panels coming along swell. All right, so now that you've gone up to this diagonal for about 6-ish inches. Oops. Okay. Next we're gonna do, this is gonna be like the top shoulder part. So we're gonna continue doing the double crochets, and when it comes to this one, we're not gonna subtract 2. We're just gonna go normal, so it's like a rectangle. So you see, we're gonna continue doing it, and this is gonna be about like 2 inches of just normal without deducting. 2.5 inches. So yeah, and then like once you have one piece done the way you like it, it's way easier when you're doing the second piece, because you can always just put it on top and like try to measure it exactly so that things line up. So once you do the first piece right, the second piece will be way easier. So yeah. So coming to the last one, I'm gonna do a full all the way to the end double crochet. Ooh, wait, actually, yeah, and then we're gonna add 2, 1, 2, flip your work over, and then just continue doing normal double crochets until you reach 2.5 inches long wise. And then to end it, to cut it, I just like do 2 more of those double crochets. And honestly, oops, there's no like perfect way to end it. Ooh, no. Pull the loop through the hole, tighten it tight, and then again I try to like weave this piece through the top, weave it through the top, so like you don't see such a blunt line. Like mine here, I like just cut it off and it looks so like unfinished. So for these, I'm just gonna like weave it through a bit. And then I'm gonna tie it to one of these, like any piece you find that you can like make it look seamless. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, there, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do like a little knot. Honestly, there's probably like an official way how to end your piece off, but I don't know how to do that yet. Once I figure that out, I'll let you know. But this has been working for me, so I like doing it. And then after you're coming to this ending, once you're satisfied with how it looks, just gonna snip it off and then push this little bulby piece back in the middle. So yeah, these are the 2 front panels ready to go. And next I'm going to show you the back panel. Okay, now I finished the back panel, and once you finish the back panel, if you're making it the same size as me, this is about 11 inches, right? And what you want is that the back panel, when you put on the front pieces, like let's say it should be nearly to the top. Do you see like how there's like about, it's like about an inch of like height difference? Because now we're going to, let's put it this way, now like it's all evened up, and now we have to even it out by adding like a skinnier piece so that this front panel can match up. So since the front panel is, it's about like 5.5 inches, we're gonna go in 5.5 inches and just like mark it off. Mark off where that is for you on both sides, because we're gonna make a connector. Again, 5.5 inches. What we're gonna do is, okay, now that you're like at this bottom row, we're gonna loop two again, that's 2, and we're gonna do more double crochets until we reach this marker. Like once you reach your mark, you're gonna do 2 single knots again, flip your work over and go back. So we're stopping here. We're making like, this is like the shoulder area pretty much. I don't know why I couldn't say that before. It's like the top shoulder area. Just gonna go back along this side. Now that you have this like upward angle, you can grab your other front panel. Now everything from the bottom of your sweater to the top should be even, because this is where we're going to connect it. So you can like cut this off, tie it off, and then do the same thing on this side, just 1 inch, so two rows. This is what the back should look like once you did both sides. Next, what we're doing is the arm cuffs. We're gonna start the arm. So I first like made a little cuff piece, just slightly like literally like 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters small, like shorter than this one. This one I think it was like 10, no, it was like 11 or 12 like single crochets, and then we went like up and down with the double crochets. You should just do it like as long as will fit your wrist the most comfortably. So like mine, for reference, is like a little more than 7 inches, like 7.25. So now we're gonna start like the actual sleeve part, you know, the part that goes down your arm. So we're going to, what is this? Okay, we're at the end part of our last row. We're gonna do 2 double crochet, two single loops, and we're gonna start doing our double crochets into as many spaces as we can on this top row, because we want the sleeves to kind of get like puffy and billowy. So to make it as wide as possible, we're just gonna like go in, ooh, maybe not that hole. We're just gonna go in as many spots as possible doing double crochets. So go into as many holes as you can. I did like double crochets in as many holes as I could find, and now we're going to do 2 shingle scoops. We're gonna flip our work, and we're gonna start expanding this like even more outward. So like how we do this is we go into our first hole and we do our double crochet, and then we go into that exact same hole. Like if you can see what I'm doing, okay, go into this one, your first double crochet, yes, and then you do it again, exact same hole, like go literally into the same hole you went in before, and finish it off. And then it starts to like expand outwards, so then you do your normal double crochet in each hole, just 1 in each hole, until you're like looping around on a corner like this again, and then you increase it by 1. So let me just quickly go down this path and I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna go into the last base, do our double crochet as normal, two single loops. What are they called? Slip knots? I don't know. Single, if you know what they're called, let me know. Single loops, okay? And then we're gonna go into this hole. Gonna go into this first hole, do a double crochet, and then we're gonna go back into the same hole and do another one. Another single double crochet, and then we're gonna go like along the path as normal, and we're gonna do this again when we get to the other side, and we're gonna just keep doing this until this is about, yeah, like probably like 14 inches wide. Also, like the video, give it a like, and subscribe to my channel to see more crocheting and creative making tutorials. Thanks. Okay, so I just finished doing the diagonal outward flare for the sleeve. So like the total right now where I stopped is like 15 inches, like a smidge more, and the length of it is like 6.5 inches. So like I just like measured it against my arm until it was like can you see? Okay, till it was like big enough, and now I'm gonna just like start to go straight. We're not gonna like keep pulling it outwards by like doing like 2 double crochets in a single hole. Instead, now we're gonna go back to like the normal way, almost out of yarn. I'm gonna do 2 single loops, and then we're going to go back into our double crochets, but we're gonna just do it normally and like go through each hole at once, not twice. So I'm here almost finishing the second sleeve. I'm just finishing this last row, but I realized something. I have been steering you guys the wrong way. I've been calling this a double crochet, like all of these that we've been doing, this, you know, loop de loop, this movement, it's not a double crochet. That's my dog drinking water. Nara. Okay, but this is actually called a half double crochet. A double crochet, if you want to know, it's like you loop over, push through the hole, grab the string, and this last loop you pull through 2, and then you go through the third one, the last 2. That's an actual double crochet. That's not what we're doing here. We're doing half double crochets. Nara! Too loud. But okay, just so I don't get you guys like confused, this is a half double crochet that we've literally been doing for this whole cardigan. I apologize. Okay, this is what we have so far. We should have your back piece with this 2-row addition at the top for the shoulder parts. Should have your 2 front pieces, and it should line up with the back shoulder pieces. You just place them on top, yes. This is where you should decide which way is the front of the pattern and which way is the back. And then I have the shoulder pieces. You know how the shoulders kind of have like this decrease, increase area? This should be where the elbow is, so that should always be facing down. So that will go here. And this other one, the camel color, ooh, it will go like, you see how it's like that triangle piece, that's facing down. So that will go on this side. And I'll show you how to connect each, like all the pieces. So, okay, so to connect the pieces. First, we're gonna connect the back, these two pieces. So we're gonna, if you want it to face like this at the end, just like flip it so it's like this, you know, connect both of them so they're nice and even right there. And we're gonna grab our yarn. Ooh. I'm gonna grab a yarn and just like tie a knot through one of them. I'll just probably just tie it to the back so it's like less visible, just in case. I said tie it to the back piece. You shouldn't be able to see it at the end, but we're just gonna tie a knot right here. Attach your yarn, probably a double knot. Yes, indeed. And what we're basically gonna do is, we're just gonna start like this, okay? We're going to push through any area you can through both of them. This is the first piece, this is the other piece. Push through, and we're going to grab this yarn, the yarn that's connected to the ball, and we're going to grab it and pull it through. So then you're gonna have these two loops. You're gonna pull the one closest to the end. You're gonna pull it through. So you're gonna slip it through, right? It's got a slip knot. So again, we're just gonna like push through both of these holes. Grab the yarn on the other side, pull it through, and pull it through the first, through the beginner hole. I'm gonna keep doing that. Try to make it as even as possible. You see how it has these holes right here where you would usually do your half double crochet? I'd push it through both of those holes for both pieces, you know, like through this one and then through the second one. Grab the yarn on the other side and just slip it through. Just gonna keep doing that. Just make it kind of tight, honestly, because you don't want, not too tight, you know, you want it to like, to stay put. And we're gonna do this to attach all the pieces so that when we flip it right sides again, it'll be gorgeous. It'll look all good, you know? So like after you do your last slip knot, you're going to chain, let's chain 2, honestly. And we're just gonna like tie this off. Just, you know, end it however you usually end things. I end mine what seems to be differently each time, but what your goal is to tie it off so that it doesn't undo itself. So once you're done, it will look like this, a little mountainy. This is from another piece that I like tied off, but it will look like that. And when you flip it, this is gonna be the right way, how it'll look on the outside. So it'll be on top of your shoulder, and you like, it'll look all nice and neat. It'll look good. So I'll show you how to attach the other sleeve, because my other sleeve is gonna be purple. So I'm gonna just use the purple yarn to attach them. So make sure they're both like, you know, flipped outwardly, not right sides out, but like inside out. That's what I mean. And yeah, we're gonna line it up again. Wow, this one is also not going to be that even. You see, it's like missing one more loop for the camel color, but I'm just gonna make it work. It's always a way to make it work. So again, grabbing our yarn, I'm gonna tie it off, attach the yarn that's attached to the ball. I'm gonna attach it to the purple end, so the front paneling. I'm gonna just tie it double knotted, nice and quick, easy. And then we're gonna start slip knotting it. Slip knot. Yes, like the band. Okay. So we're gonna attach it. We're gonna loop loop onto our starter yarn, push it through the first part of the purple one, your front panel, and then through the back panel. Grab the yarn and pull it through both of them. Then again, we're gonna pull it through the first loop. And we're gonna do this all the way till the end. What is that? What is that? Ah, okay. Bum, bum, bum. Just like that. And you're just like simply gonna slip knot it through. I have the need to wanna do like the double crochet. What's it called again? Oh my gosh, you see, I don't know. The double crochets that we were doing here, I have the need to want to keep doing that here, but no. This is just a slip knot, something nice and simple. Let me know how long this took you guys to finish a sweater. I'm on day like, I've been doing this for like a week, but it was like on and off. So I feel like if I were to do this like straight for a few days, like with the goal to finish it quicker, I probably would have finished this in like 3 days. But if you make this, let me know how long it took you to make it. I hope it looks beautiful on you. I hope this tutorial was really useful. But yes. So the front panels, and then you flip it right side. It's gonna look nice and neat. Now for the shoulder pieces. Alright, so I slip knotted all the way through on the camel side, this camel color side. So since we have this part connected, what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold the arm side in half. It should be like the decrease starts here, this like triangle area should be facing down, right? And this is top. So we're gonna even it up onto this side. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some markers to mark like the area. I'm just using some bobby pins. So I'm gonna attach both of them. This I think makes things easier, at least for me, is I attach both to wherever it's supposed to be, right? I take my other bobby pin and I attach it at the top. So this top corner, I attach it to the top corner of the fold up here where the colors meet, right? And then you also do the same thing on the flip side for where it's gonna connect on the back. You grab another marker, just got my bobby pins. I'm gonna also mark it off on this side. So like they're all attached from the front to the back, and we're gonna slip knot our way all the way across. So while you're doing this, make sure your cardigan is slipped inside out. So this is gonna be like the inside that touches your body. We're gonna open it up like so. And we're gonna leave these stitch markers in place so that when we're doing the slip knots, things don't move around too much. You want it to be nice and even. Grab your thread, and we're gonna start on whatever side you wanna start on. So for me, I'm first gonna tie the starter yarn, the yarn that's connected to the yarn ball. I'm gonna attach it to one of these ends, right? I'm gonna push our needle through, grab it, grab the yarn. Just like any part where you feel will hide the best. I'm gonna pull it through, and we're gonna tie it to this end. Gonna double knot it. So to start, I am going to simply just loop this through right here. Loop it, just twist it, you know. Loop it so that you're just connected. It doesn't have to be perfect, because we're gonna tie it off anyway. We're gonna push it through this hole. We're gonna push it through another hole down here. right? Like right where the stitch marker is. Gonna grab it, pull through, and pull through again. Now it's nice and connected. You can remove this and keep slip knotting it through here, through here. A tip that I have that I should have done the first time when I did the other side is keep this flat while you're doing it so it doesn't move around too much. The first time I did it, it was like way too tight that it wasn't reaching even on the other side. So try to keep it even as you go along the whole way. When you flip it around, well, this is what it looks like when it's inside out, right? Like that. And then when you flip it right sides, it will look nice and neat. So this is what you should have so far once you connect both of the shoulder pieces to the body piece. Should look like this, and you're just gonna do the same thing. You're gonna slip knot your way from this underside, from the bottom all the way here. Once you flip it inside out again, gonna put it nice and in place. Gonna connect all the areas that need to be connected. In the armpit, gonna just add our bobby pin or whatever your stitch marker right there. Gonna add it to the end here at the base ribbing around your waist. And then I would suggest putting one right at the elbow-ish area where like has that little like triangle area. Connect it right there. This is what it looks like so far. It's not done yet, but do you see the sweater coming along? Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I hope you're excited about your sweater too. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, this is what your cardigan will look like at the end once it's flipped all right ways out, you know? And next we're gonna do is we're gonna add like some single crochets just along this down area and the top where the shoulder is. Like you can see, like I added it for the pink but not like the camel color. So we're just gonna single crochet it to make it a little bit wider. And then we're gonna add some buttons. I'm probably gonna put, I want the buttons, I'm usually gonna wear this like closed, so I'm gonna put the buttons on this side. And you can decide if you want like larger or smaller buttons. If you use a larger button, you need to make a gap while you're doing the single crochets. Like just skip one, like skip a hole. But if you use like smaller buttons, I'm probably gonna use these smaller buttons. Like they're small enough to just like break through any normal like hole, and then it'll be easy to close. So to do the single crochet, you're gonna take your loose yarn, your anchor yarn that's attached to the yarn ball. We're gonna start here at the bottom. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start at this bottom corner. We're gonna loop it in, grab the yarn, and just knot it off, right? And we're just gonna go up until right here, not where it starts to do like the staircase type thing. If you want, you can still do single crochets up here if you want it to be like have more coverage, you know what I mean? And also if you, when you were doing the front panel, if you only decreased by one, it'll be smoother when you're going up, so you won't really notice it. But I decreased by 2, so that's why it's kind of harsh. And I kind of like it, so I'm leaving it like that. And I'm just gonna do single crochets up to here. So what you do is, once you're attached, you grab the yarn, you push it through a hole, bring it through the other side, and then loop it again, this third one, and you're gonna pull it through these 2 hoops, right? And we're just gonna keep doing this through our openings, like the V's, through the V's. Loop it through, grab the yarn, and pull that all the way through. A little difficult. Okay, yeah. And we're gonna do it again, all the way till we reach the top. So this is what it'll be looking like. Just adding like an additional layer so this front part isn't so frumpy, it's not so bumpy with all these little divisions. It's just gonna be like a straight line. I'm gonna go all the way to this top area. Next we're gonna do is the same single crochets across this top area. So I'll probably start on this end. You're gonna do the same single crochets like you did there, but starting here all the way around until you reach right there, and then you're gonna stop, tie it off. So after you've done like the ribbing all across the top, you're gonna take your buttons. If you're using bigger ones, go ahead, make sure like you have a space enough to push this through. I'm using smaller ones. You can measure out like the spacing between each button if you're a perfectionist, but like I'm about to just wing this. I'm gonna place it, I think that looks even, and you're just gonna sew a button how you normally do.